What is going on, guys? This is Bokam from deeppocketsforex. We'll be giving you our weekly forex forecast. Now, before getting started with this forecast, I just want to highlight to you something, guys. In our channel on YouTube here, we mainly use wave analysis. It's not the only strategy that we use in the inner circle in deeppocketsforex, but on YouTube we only use wave analysis to predict the next move. In the inner circle, we have introduced smart money, sometimes to get entry, sometimes even to forecast the next move. We can use that, but on YouTube this is mainly wave analysis. So if you're into wave analysis, then you're at the right place. So before we see any time, let's just get onto this weekly forex forecast. So here we have GBPUSD. Now remember, guys, GBPUSD, we've been following it week by week. Right from this area we forecasted that we might get price moving like this, then a drop, then we got that drop. We say that it's gonna break this previous low, and we got exactly that up to around this area. And then from here we say we're expecting correction and then a drop, and then we got exactly that. So here this past weeks we say that we're expecting an impulse, correction, impulse, correction, and impulse up to around this area, but we only got impulse, correction, impulse up to around this area here. And this is not a surprise, by the way. Those who have taken our inner circle training, they know why we got this. They know that in the market, price can move multiple counts, and you have to be able to know that there's a possibility we might get a particular number of counts, and sometimes we might get this particular number of counts. And since we got only impulse, correction, impulse in this scenario and got a drop, just based on this, we are able to read the overall structure. We're able to read the overall structure here and look back and see that, okay, we got an impulse here, correction, impulse, and then just as we had forecasted here, we got this down, breaking this previous low, and then we get an up. So right here we can already tell that we're gonna get this low being broken, this low being broken up to around this area. That's based on wave analysis. So from here there's a possibility we might get an up move, breaking this previous high, breaking this previous high, up to around this area. There's a possibility we might get that. So be on the lookout, guys. We might get just a little spike here just to take out all the buyers, and then price can move up. So be on the lookout for that. That's on GBPUSD. We're focusing this based on wave analysis. So just as usual, let's go to the 1 day and just see what is happening there. Let's see what is happening there. On the 1 day, structure is given this. We're getting that little wedge here. So be careful, guys, be careful of this movement breaking this previous highs. It's very possible, and then we get a drop. Price is most likely to move like this. So be careful here. If there's any changes, we'll be updating you in the next week, but as of now we're foreseeing this. So just be careful on that. Be careful on that. Just a slight corrective structure, then a drop like that, then up. So be careful on that. Let's go to the 1 hour and see what is happening there. Let's see what is happening there. Impulse. Yeah, structure on the 1 hour, we still have the same view, same opinion as on the 4 hour. NZDJPY, this is on the 1 day time frame. We got this impulse. We're getting a corrective structure here. On the bigger view, we have this impulse. We're expecting a correction here, then up like this, breaking previous high, and then a big drop. That's on the 1 day view. Let's go to the 4 hour and see if we still have that opinion. Okay, here we forecasted a corrective structure here, and then we forecasted an up move. Remember, if you want to check that out, go to our previous videos. Last 4 to 4 weeks we forecasted this, and then we said an impulse after this corrective structure. We forecasted it, and then price just gave up to around this area, and we're just moving sideways like this, sideways. So expect a drop here. Based on this, we got an impulse, we got a corrective structure, we're expecting a drop here, and then maybe move up like that, breaking this previous highs, maybe just slightly breaking this previous high with just a spike, not too much though, because when we move sideways like this for a while, we begin to lose momentum, even though we had hope, strong hope here that we're gonna move up like that, breaking this previous high. The moment we just start to move sideways like that, we're losing momentum here, guys. We're losing momentum heavily. So we might just take out this high, maybe with just a spike, and then to the downside like that. That's the direction, to the downside, after we get just this movement, breaking this previous high here. That's on NZDJPY, guys. So you guys, if you need an in-depth understanding of wave analysis, do not hesitate to make contact via email or via WhatsApp if you need to have an in-depth understanding of wave analysis and smart money. Those are the main strategies that we use. If you need to understand that, if you just need a crash course, don't hesitate, just feel free to make contact and we can assist. We have NZDUSD on the daily chart here. So for NZDUSD on the daily chart, you can see how price is moving. We have this correction down, correction down. Now this, I'm starting to see signs of a wedge here. So we might get an up like that, breaking previous high based on this current structure here. But I'll have to go to the lower time frame and just see what is happening here on a detailed view. Oh, it's still visible, just as we just saw on the 1 day. We got an impulse, correction, drop, correction, drop. So from here, there's a possibility to break high, like that, unless we get an extension here, unless we get an extended wave. There's something we call an extended wave. Let me just go to the 1 day and show you. There's something we call an extended wave. Correction, drop, correction, drop. A correction and drop will be an extended wave, but this is it's rare. It's rare, but it does happen in certain scenarios based on certain circumstances. So from here, expectation is up to around this area, then a drop like that. So this will be our big impulse, then this will just be our corrective structure like this. Later, way later, we're going to expect a big up move similar to this one, going up, breaking all these highs. That's for NZDUSD, guys. This is EURCHF, guys. And for EURCHF, we did mention to you that we're expecting a little turbulence here, then drop. It can go deeper like this, then drop like that, breaking previous high. This would just be a bigger corrective structure like this, and then later we can get an up move like that. Let's just go to the 4 hour so that we just show you on a detailed view what is happening here. You got a sharp down, you got a pullback, sharp down, and then we're starting to move like this. Expect price to move like this, then drop, breaking this previous low, possibly breaking high. So this would just be one big impulse, and then this would just be a corrective structure, guys. And then from here we might get price moving like this, that is what we can share for now. If there's any updates here, we can be sharing this next week. So from here, corrective structure, drop like that, and then up. So this drop, we're not expecting it to break this low here, but this up move, we're expecting it to break this high. So just keep that in mind. If there's any changes, we'll be updating you on this next week, but expect this like this. Yeah, that is what we are expecting this next week. That's on EURCHF. Let's see the 1 hour view and see what is happening there. We can expect a corrective structure here, then a drop here like this, but we're expecting an up move later to break this previous high. After this drop is completed, we're expecting an up move to move up and break this previous high. It's not very clear on the 1 hour because there's a little bit of noise, but on the 4 hour we can gather a little structure. We can gather some structure here just based on this. So if this correction is not completed, we expect to complete, then break this low, then price might move up, breaking this high and breaking this high like that. So that is what we can expect on EURCHF. This is NZDCHF, guys. NZDCHF, just from looking at this chart, most of the pairs that we focused at, they've been following a similar structure. And this year, what I've noticed, we're getting one common structure that we never really got this past year, but it's just common. I'm seeing it over and over in a lot of charts. So right here, as I look into this chart, I can see this. I've seen this on GBPUSD, I've seen this on NZDUSD, I've seen this on a couple of charts. I've seen this on NZDJPY, this wedge here, I've seen it before. So drop, let's go into the, so we're expecting an up move, breaking this high, breaking this high. So let's just go on to the 4 hour and see what is happening there. Let's go into the 4 hour and see what is happening there. Back to the one day. So from here, we're expecting an up move like this, up to around this area, breaking this high and breaking this high. Based on this impulse move, pullback, impulse, pullback, corrective structure, then drop here. After this drop, we're expecting this to break this high and break this high. Let's go to the 4 hour and just see it clearly. Because of this impulse move, we got a corrective structure here, which pulled back and then drop, pull back and then drop. Now you can see we're having a structure here that looks like a wedge. So mostly when we get this, right now we're still moving sideways like this, and then we got this. So there's a possibility we might just spike down just to take out all the buyers, all the early buyers here, then eventually move up, breaking high, and breaking high here, then drop. And the drop will be similar to this one here. That's on the 4 hour. So okay, yeah, it'll just move just like this. Impulse move to take out the early buyers, and then up and then drop like that, similar to this one here, drop similar to this one here. And then this would just be one big impulse, and then this would just be one big corrective structure like this. So as this structure progresses, we'll be giving you updates on what is most likely to happen. Right now, let's go to the lower time frames, the 1 hour, and see what is happening, if there's something there. Right now we've just been moving sideways here on NZDCHF on the 1 hour, and expect something that we call a peak formation. A peak formation is where we just get a huge spike just to take out all your stop losses here under this lows, and then eventually move up. So that's very, very common in positions where it's just obvious that price is about to move up. So price can move up without taking out as much as stop losses as possible. So just be careful here. If you need to be able to look for a buy, just be careful here. This previous week, we were forecasting to you that based on this impulse move and how price is moving here, we're expecting an up move here to break this previous highs, and this is how it will move. Eventually then, after breaking this previous high slightly, we can get a drop like that. So that is what structure is still showing. We're still heading up to this area here, we're expecting a drop later after we break this previous low. This price here is not expected to break this previous high. We're just expected to break this high here, and then a reversal here. So be on the lookout if you want to trade USDJPY. So let's just go to the 4 hour and see how things look right there. Here it was still heavy on the buyers. There's still a lot of momentum on the buyers. So right now, if you'd like to enter, it's a little too late. And if you are planning, if you are in from this area here, you can just hold on tight until around this area. That's when you can take out your trade, because around this area we're expecting a reversal. Or you can wait. If you're not already in this trade, you can wait for price to reach this area, then look for an entry to the downside on USDJPY. So let's see on the 1 hour how things look from there. Still heavy on the upside. The next pair that we have here is EURCHF. Now EURCHF, we're getting price move, corrective structure, then up, then we got a drop, pullback, drop. So prices, let's just go lower so that we can see clearly here what I'm about to say. So based on what price is doing here, we got an impulse move, then we're getting a corrective structure. So from this, based on what is happening here, you can just expect a drop, a single drop here. I can't share much here because it's a little tricky. We can get an impulse drop here after this corrective structure to break this previous low, and then from here, based on the overall structure, we have an impulse move, and then we got this move, and then we got a drop, we got an up, we got a drop here. So this would just be one big wedge. You can see this, it's impulse and then wedge. So around this area, we might just maybe get another corrective structure, then get a drop here, breaking this previous low like that. Let's go to the 1 day so that I can show it to you clearly here. this is impulse, and then this wedge like that. It's either we get a drop here, breaking this previous low and breaking this previous low, or we can have an extension here moving up similar to this. Impulse, pullback, up, pullback, up, and then one big drop. If it doesn't come here, we can have it from here all the way up until this area, but breaking this previous lows, I hope that is clear. And then we have an up move like that. That's on the 1 day time frame. And if we go to the 4 hour, like I showed you, there's already a corrective structure here. So if you're looking for a sell, you can wait for price to complete its corrective structure, then look for a sell here. That is what you can be looking for right now on Euro GBP. So let's go to the 1 hour and just see something there. Still we're on the corrective side. We're still correcting here, which means we can expect a drop here similar to this one. This is USDCHF, guys. You remember this previous week we shared to you that we're expecting an up move to break this previous high. That's an up move we've been forecasting from this area. And we did focus this drop that we're expecting to break this previous spike, and it did that, and then we start to move up. So some of these movements, you need to be very patient with them. As you can see, they're taking slowly to unfold here, but once the movement starts taking off, you won't even catch it. So as you can see, this is on the 1 day, and we're already getting a huge candle here. And this next week, we're expecting it to continue moving up. There might be just a little turbulence here, and then up, little turbulence, maybe then up, breaking this previous high. Then eventually, we're expecting a drop. That's on USDCHF. We're expecting price to break this previous high and then reverse. That's USDCHF. Let's go to the 4 hour and just see what is happening. We're still strong on the upside. We're expecting to take out this previous high, even though there might just be some turbulence here, but eventually we're gonna head up according to wave analysis, guys. According to wave analysis, price is still expected to move higher. This is GBPJPY, guys. GBPJPY. So based on this structure, we got an impulse, and we're getting what looks like a corrective structure here. So from here, you can expect a corrective structure, then up, breaking this previous high, and then drop similar to this, impulse drop similar to this. So up, correction, up, correction, up. Let's go to the lower time frame so that you're able to see that on a detailed view. Okay, we can get price moving like this, then impulse move like that, breaking this previous high, or we can get a corrective structure here, then up, corrective structure, up, and then drop, and then up like that. It's very possible to get price moving like this, but eventually after just breaking this previous high, we can be moving up and then dropping like that. So that is what you can expect on GBPJPY. Direction is up on the short term, but based on this impulse move and on rules on wave analysis, we can still see that we're expecting a drop similar to this one here, we can expect it here. This is gold, guys. Now as you see here, we have a sharp drop, and how we are moving here, you can see it looks like a wedge. That's on the 1 day time frame. So anytime we're expecting an up move, there might be a drop down, but according to structure is still on the upside based on wave analysis structure. So if you need to buy, just wait, do not buy just yet, because if we go to the 4 hour, let me just show you on the 4 hour. Okay, you see we got an impulse move, we're getting a drop, price moving sideways, drop, and then we're starting to move like this, breaking this previous low. So around this area, if we get an impulse move, a sharp move, not moving like this, if we get a sharp move like this and then wait for a corrective structure, a pullback like that, and then we can look for an up move here, breaking high, and then all the way up to this area, breaking this previous high. This is an expected move based on wave analysis. Do not be deceived by a price moving like this and then you decide to sell already. Please don't do that. Just wait for an impulse move, a sign here, and then corrective structure. You can be looking forward to an entry on corrective structure, and then you can buy all the way beyond this this high here. That's on gold. So right now that's the end of our weekly forex forecast, guys. We're looking forward to catching you on the next week.